Our presentation will focus on the discrepancies between gender and the different roles that women play in society. The presentation also focuses upon the differences of female fertility in MBDCs and LEDCs, and how they represent the social development of the country. There exists a correlation between the status of women and the fertility rate in a country. The general trend is that if the fertility rate is high, the status of women in that society tends to be low, and the country is most probably an LEDC. The opposite is true for MEDCs.
The problem is women in LEDCs don't have the voice in most societies to make decisions. In societies around LEDCs, the men are the decision makers and are still regarded as the sole breadwinners of a family. The lack of education and equality in genders in developing countries contribute to the high fertility. As said before, high population growth in a country is associated with low female status in the country's society. The lack of education for women in the country contributes to this, and the access to contraceptives also contributes to this. Women are expected to stay at home, take care of the family, household, and uphold culture. They are also expected to obey the wishes of her male partner and therefore have no voice over her reproductive cycle. These roles create immense stress to women as they usually do not have the resources to uphold these functions in LEDCs. Examples of these functions can be seen in sub-Saharan Africa, where up to one-third of women are pregnant or breastfeeding at any one time. Women compose over half of the workforce, and where women grow over 80% of food eaten and contribute half of the region's cash crops. There are many factors that contribute to the low status of women in certain countries. These include weak enforcement of women protection laws, certain cultures, child marriages, and dowry. These cultural expectations of women place women in a very low status in society and cause inequalities between men and women in society.
Women in democratic countries have an equal share in the decision-making in a household. There are laws where women are protected from domestic abuse, sexual harassment, and etc. Women in Western nations also have access to more material possessions, and having children is an expense. Empowerment of women in more economically developed countries has led to lower fertility rates.